What is this judgment talked about in the Bible? When we speak of judgment, particularly in the context of the Bible, the word often conjures images of wrath, condemnation, and eternal punishment. Yet, when we delve deeper into the scriptures and approach them with spiritual perception, a different picture emerges, one far removed from the fear-driven narratives many have been taught. The Bible reveals something striking. The Father judges no one, but has entrusted all judgment to the Son. John 5:22. What does this mean? Does it imply that Jesus, as the Son, acts as a cosmic judge, condemning or exonerating based on our deeds? Or does it point to something more profound, something hidden beneath layers of misinterpretation and fear-based teachings? For centuries, Christians have wrestled with the idea of divine judgment, often shaped by inherited doctrines rather than a true spiritual understanding. The core of Christ's teachings does not align with the image of a vengeful deity seated on a throne, passing harsh verdicts. Instead, it points to a process of self-reflection and inner reckoning, an opportunity for growth, correction, and ultimate salvation. To understand biblical judgment, we must first understand the role of the ego, the imprisoned self, bound by the limitations of human perception. The ego is the lower level of consciousness, rooted in fear, comparison, and separation. It is this aspect of ourselves that judges, not with wisdom or love, but through a lens of condemnation and division. Jesus himself pointed out this truth when he said, "You judge by the standards of humans. I pass judgment on no one." John 8:15. Here, Christ distinguishes between earthly judgment, born of the ego, and spiritual discernment, which transcends the confines of human limitation. It is essential to recognize that judgment in its highest form is not about punishment. It is the ability to see clearly, to evaluate one's life and actions with honesty and compassion. When Jesus spoke of judgment, he was not speaking of divine wrath, but of the soul's journey toward awakening, a process of understanding, correcting, and aligning with truth. Many misunderstand Christ's role in judgment. While John 5:22 states that judgment is entrusted to the Son, this does not mean Jesus acts as a harsh arbiter of our fates. Rather, Christ serves as a bridge between human consciousness and divine truth. His role is not to condemn, but to guide us toward the light. As Jesus himself said, "For God did not send the Son into the world to judge the world, but that the world might be saved through him." John 3:17. This salvation is not about escaping punishment. It is about awakening to our true nature. The judgment described here is not imposed from above. It arises from within. Those who reject the light, the truth revealed through Christ, judge themselves. They remain trapped in darkness, not because of external condemnation, but due to their unwillingness to embrace the transformative power of divine love. At first glance, the Bible may seem contradictory. On one hand, it speaks of a God who avenges all evil, Romans 12:19. On the other, it declares, "The Father judges no one," John 5:22. How do we reconcile these statements? The answer lies in understanding context and spiritual perception. Passages that depict God as an avenger often reflect the cultural and theological perspectives of the time, rather than the ultimate reality of divine love. Jesus' teachings consistently challenge these fear-based portrayals, inviting us to see God not as a judge, but as a loving parent who seeks our growth and redemption. If judgment is not about punishment, what is it? At its core, judgment is self-awareness. It is the soul's recognition of its alignment or misalignment with divine truth. This process is not imposed by an external deity, but arises naturally as we confront the light of Christ's teachings. Jesus' message is clear. He who believes in him is not judged. He who does not believe has been judged already. John 3:18. This is not a threat, but a statement of reality. To reject the light is to remain in darkness, a state of self-imposed judgment. This understanding radically shifts the narrative. The so-called Day of Judgment is not a moment of external condemnation, but an ongoing process of inner transformation. It is a call to awaken, to shed the illusions of the ego, and to embrace the infinite love and wisdom of the divine. The traditional concept of judgment, rooted in fear and punishment, has caused immeasurable harm. It has fueled wars, mental anguish, and spiritual despair. Yet this is not the message of Christ. Jesus' teachings call us to rise above these fear-based narratives and embrace the truth of our existence. We are co-creators with the divine, responsible for shaping our lives and aligning with the eternal light of love. Judgment, in this sense, is not a curse, but a gift, a chance to reflect, correct, and grow. In the chapters to come, we will delve deeper into the implications of this understanding, exploring the liberating power of Christ consciousness and the path to universal salvation. For now, let us release the chains of fear and step into the light of truth, knowing that judgment is not the end, but the beginning of a journey towards spiritual awakening.